So you were born at a time when things were really bad in America, right?
Things
What were
were
your early
really,
years like?
uh, things were bad in America in a way. Um, they were bad for us. We were not like everybody else in town, and I didn't look like everybody else in town. That all the other little girls had shiny blonde hair and little tiny noses and blue eyes, and there's no way to say it. When we moved into our neighborhood, my mom bought a plot of land and we built a house. And when we moved in, the first day of moving in, there were giant swastikas painted on our house, which, that stuff doesn't ever go away. It comes back. And I was actively discriminated against it at my school. And my dad, in order to make it through the war, he'd been fired from his job because my mom called him one day and said she was having a miscarriage. And he told his boss he had to leave. And the boss said, if you leave, don't come back. So my dad left. He was out of a job. And my mom's dad said, well, I'm going to buy a bar and you can run this bar just until the end of the war to make some money. But he never got out. He was like running this bar forever. So because it was so tough to make ends meet, I started working in the bar as a little kid.
How old were you?
I know that by the time I was in middle school, let's say I was maybe 10, 11, my dad kept adding rooms onto this little pub, I'll call it. And there was one room that was just food. Once he added food, it was a little different atmosphere. So he gave me that room. I ran the cash register, and it was in theory my room to run when I was, little kid. And
Middle school?
middle school.
Middle school.
And so if I wasn't in school,
You
I
were
was
working.
and I worked
Wow.
in the summers, and I worked at jobs. Part of my drive to succeed was my worst job ever. My aunt and uncle had a dry cleaning plant. And of course, it wasn't air conditioned, right? And in the back, you know how dry cleaning has those plastic bags that. So there was a machine, you pull down a plastic bag over the clothes, right? Hung up the clothes, pull down the plastic bag, and then a machine pressed the edges together.
Okay.
Sealed it, and then you went on to the next.
Right.
Oh, hot, steaming plastic when it was 90 degrees outside. And it looked to me like a dolly painting. The clock just didn't move. Mom didn't get paid.
Yes.
They put no money in Social Security for. There was like, she didn't get paid. My grandmother didn't get paid. My aunt and uncle had this joint business. She didn't get paid. Women did not get paid. You know what women got?
Husbands?
They got husbands, and maybe people still do this somewhere, household allowances. So my dad would like dole out cash to my mom, and that was supposed to be what she had to run the house with. And if she did extra for the kids for something, I mean, she had to beg. And so that's how I learned you don't have to tell the absolute truth all the time. Mom skimmed.